A quick new idea, daily, from the world's greatest TEDx talks. I'm your host, Atossa Leoni, and this is TEDx Shorts. Whether it's getting funding for your business, your community, or trying to make the world better, the first step to knowing how to ask for money is to examine your relationship with it. Today, we'll hear from Kara Logan Berlin, a development strategist who works with individuals and organizations to raise capital to bring about positive change. And she'll give fundraising advice anyone can use to get what they need.
I'm here today to talk about fundraising. Every day, great ideas die on the vine because they don't have capital to get off the ground. And all of the work, the thought, the vision that goes into the idea isn't worth much if you can't pay your bills. And while most of the greatest social movements in history were powered purely by an idea and people's belief in that idea, real change and impact require resources. To do that well, you have to understand three big things: your feelings about wealth and money, the importance of building relationships, and how to ask for what you want. Let's start at the top, your feelings about wealth and money. What is your relationship to money? Money is complicated. It makes everyone squeamish. It makes everyone act kind of weird. To help people learn how to raise money, you have to help them understand their deal with money because everybody has baggage. Grow up poor, baggage. Grow up rich, baggage. Mad or envious that other people have more money than you, baggage. Think people with money are smarter than you, baggage. Whatever your deal is with your baggage, you have to reconcile it if you're going to be able to ask for money. And here's a little tip about asking people for money. When you think about how to do this work, it's important to remember that money makes the world go round. You hear that all the time, but it's true. Whether you're a nonprofit, for-profit, or you pay your own bills. We often feel like talking about it is this icky, embarrassing, ugly thing, but it's just money, and it's a fact of life. So how you feel about it directly affects how you approach it. This is an important distinction. When I go and talk to someone, I'm not asking them to pay my mortgage. I'm giving them an opportunity to invest in an idea that's going to change the world for the better. If you want to be good at raising money, you have to be able to reframe the ask, both for yourself and for other people, as an opportunity. Next, you have to get prepared to build some relationships. People give to people. They don't just give to ideas. And if they don't believe in the person running the place, you're already dead in the water. Building a relationship with people takes work. You have to care about more than just what you want or need. You have to also value what someone else wants or need. And if you think building a relationship with people takes work, building a relationship with someone you're asking for money from takes work, and it takes homework. Have you done any research? Do you have any idea what they care about? Do you know why they should invest in your work? Can you answer that question in less than 30 seconds? If you can't, the meeting's going to be pretty rough. Fundraising is relational. It's not transactional. And you have to ask them questions. When I sit down with a donor, it goes something like this. Hi, thanks so much for seeing me. How have you been? Did you guys go anywhere fun over holiday? Nice, I love Mexico. Do you always go to the same place? Oh, that's awesome. Are those your kids? I know this sounds a tad mercenary. I'm not confused about how it sounds. But here's what I want to tell you, because this is the part that all my clients always want to skip because they think it's the fluff and it's not important. If you don't understand what they care about and what they value, how are you ever going to be able to tell them about your work? The more you know about them and you know what they value, the more you can steer the conversation in a direction about your work that will resonate for them. And once you get past the get to know you part, you get into the fun stuff, like, why are you philanthropic at all, right? Why do you invest in new ideas? Do you want giving back to be a value you pass on to your children? Can we help you do that? It's really awesome. It's meaningful. And remember, it's a conversation. It's not a cross-examination. It's not an interview. And once you understand what they care about, you can talk to them about what you care about, right? You can tell them about you. Now, when you do this, don't get too deep into the weeds or you'll lose them. They don't have capacity for that level of detail of our work. If they want it, they'll ask you the questions. I worked with a CEO once, and I was hired to teach him how to talk to human people like a human person. I went with him to meetings, and what would happen was he was getting into such detail with the donors that their eyes were glazing over. I was like, that is not how you tell people about your work. What is the need? Like, what's the point, right? How do you address the need? Why are you better at it than anybody else? And what can you do to make it about them? If you're able to do that, you're probably ready to make the ask. Now, I don't expect everyone to be super excited to ask people for money. That's why development is an actual profession and not an awkward hobby. But I don't expect everyone to be a natural, and you don't have to be a natural to raise money. You just have to respect the people and the process and do the work. Will you reconcile your baggage? Will you commit to build relationships? If you will, you're ready to make the ask. And the ask is oftentimes as simple as using the phrase, would you consider? Would you consider becoming a monthly donor? Would you consider increasing your support to $100? Would you consider investing in our work at the $1 million level? Would you consider does a couple of awesome things. One, it gives the donor an easy way to out, like they can say no without it being yes, no. And two, it gives you a second ask. Well, what would you consider? It's good, right? When you do this, remember, you're not asking for yourself. You're asking on behalf of all of the people you serve or are touched by your genius. This isn't a personal favor, right? Feel proud of the ask. It's incredible that you do this work. Don't try to be someone you're not. You're going to go to these meetings and think you need to big shot it. Be yourself. Authenticity matters. Just be yourself. And please, please don't torpedo your own ask. What I mean by this is don't walk into the meeting and say, we're not here today to ask you for money. Yes, we are. That's exactly why that's why we're here today. Don't do that. Don't say, whatever you can do to help. That is hands down the fastest way to get the smallest possible gift someone thinks they can give you and get away with. Not kidding. And don't take it back. Once you've made the ask, would you consider supporting us at the $10,000 level? Or the 5, or the 2, or 1? You know what? Take the year off. You're the best. Thanks. Don't do that. Ask the question. Wait till 10. Count to 10 before you speak again. Don't take it back. Don't ask, don't get. If you don't make an actual ask, no one will give you actual money. And if no one gives you actual money, you actually can't do anything with it. It's very simple. Don't ask, don't get. We have to be as committed to the art of funding our work as we are to the art of executing it. And at its core, the art of funding the work means that we have to truly believe that the purpose and the privilege of our work is to provide people with an extraordinary way to use their wealth that will change people's lives. It's an opportunity, because at its core, that's what it is. And how great is that?
The TEDx talk you just listened to was recorded at a TEDx event in Santa Clara, California. All TEDx events are independently organized by volunteers who believe in TED's mission of ideas worth spreading. Special thanks to the organizing team at TEDxSantaClaraUniversity. Want to listen to the full talk? Find Kara's talk and more at TED.com/TEDxShorts. I'm Atossa Leoni. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.